Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
So today, let's take you through how we can approve a time card. So if you are a manager and these are the employees reporting to you, how to approve an employee's time card is first click on employee, click on go to and click on time cards. So go to is the option to do time card schedules and everything. So you need to click on time cards. So it will be mostly paper based. You will be approving the previous paper because current paper is not public. So the previous paper is the one which we will be approving. So to approve, it's very simple. You need to review this time card. If there is any correction that needs to be done or any leaves that needs to be out, so you will review it. And if everything looks good, you need to click on approve time card. So currently, if you see, the time card is showing white. So as soon as you approve the time card, the color of the time card will change. So this is to differentiate how much the time card is approved, and the second level of approval which the payroll officer or as Kronos consultant will do is sign off. So that is here. This is the second level of approval which we will be doing, which is sign off. So once you do the sign off again, the color will change to grayed out. So once you sign off, you cannot edit anything. All the columns will be grayed out. You cannot edit anything. So there are two levels of approval. One is the approving time card and one is sign off while you approve when the hours which are outside are approved. The time card will turn back to yellow color. But still, the manager will be able to do some edits if needed. But once you do the sign off, the time card is completely locked out. Even the manager will not be able to make any changes unless and until he has access to remove the sign off, mostly removing the sign off only will be available to payroll officer or the Kronos consultant. So that is about how to approve the time card and remove sign off. Since this is the second session, I am taking you through the lighter options. After 4 or 5 sessions, we will start with the setups. So that is about the time card. So now if you see here, next item which I need to take you through is we had one test employee which we used to land punches and tests. I think James moved here. So currently the employee is not assigned to the initiative. You can see here the schedule is empty. Usually what happens is in every Kronos working environment, the employees will be assigned to the shift and they will punch in and punch out according to that particular shift. So they will not just randomly punch in and punch out. Then we will have some restrictions to make sure that only the employee would be able to punch in and punch out during the shift, not any time. So how to add an employee to a particular shift? So this work is majorly done from the manager's end. Manager will be responsible for doing or adding a schedule. So how he will do is, he will select one employee or maybe 3 or 4 employees, and he will click on Go to and Schedules Clear. We are selecting an employee. Click on Go to and Schedules. This will open up a separate page called Schedule Plan. This is the place where we need to assign an employee to a particular shift or schedule. So if you give previous schedule break, give a number of dates. Say, what are the dates here? Say, I will go on the back so that we match the data there. So we are at the page. So I just changed the date range. Everything else is the same. I just changed the date range to match what date range we have here so that we can see the results. So here the time for startup is 8 to 10:30. I am just changing the date. So how to add an employee to schedule? Say example, we have a requirement. So example, this employee has a shift of. This employee is assigned with a shift of Monday to Thursday. For this employee, the manager is assigned with a task that this employee works from Monday to Thursday, and on Monday he works from 6 am to 2 pm, and on Tuesday he works from 6 am to 4 pm. I am just giving an example. Mostly people will be working on same timings throughout the week, but I am just giving an example. And on Wednesday, he is again working on 6 am to 4 pm. And on Thursday, he has a shift of 7 am. am. Clear on this requirement? This is the shift timings for employee for a particular week, and this will be replicating for each week. So he works 4 days a week. And on these timings, so if a manager wants to do this first Monday, he works from 6 am to 2 pm. First, let's add that shift. Go to Monday, right click on it, just right click on it, click on Add Shift. Right click and click on Add Shift. And here you need to choose. Employee starts at 6 am and ends at 2 pm. So once you have done this, start time, end time, and the time should be regular. There will be 3 types as regular, break and transfer. So here we are concentrating on simple shift. So first let's start with normal, which is regular. I will click on apply. You can see here the employee starts at Sensam. 2 p.m. shift is available. Most important thing is you need to save the data. So now you see here it will show you Jane Smith is assigned with September to 2 p.m. shift. That is 8 hours shift for that particular day. Clear? But we have added only for one day. But say this is a pattern. There is a pattern which employs for other days too. So instead of going and adding one by one for each week or each day, there is a shortcut where we can add multiple days of shift on a single chart, even for n number of years. If this is the shift it is going to follow for next 2 months or next 1 year or next 4 hours, we can add it based on that. So for that, what we are going to do, we have a concept called schedule pattern. So for that, we will receive a request. We will receive a request stating that we need to create. They will put a ticket stating that we need to create this particular schedule pattern. That is Monday through Thursday. This should be the schedule pattern which we need to create. In that case, what we need to do is first step in setup. Here, if you go to setup, there will be a separate option called schedule setup. We are going to work on 2 items this time, which is one is shift template and one is pattern template. First, we need to create shift template. Shift template is for each day. So first, I am going to create a shift template. We need to create shift template is nothing. How we added a shift template is similar to that. We are going to create a template so that each time we don't need to go in and put a timing there. It will look similar to what we saw when creating the shift. It will have a type as regular, gradual, break and so on. We are going to put a start time of 6 am and end time of 2 p.m. because we need this as the first shift here. Right, we have 6 am to 2 p.m. So we are going to create that first. And we will give a name. Meaningful name stating 6 am. Then the next item we need is 6 am to 4 p.m. and 6 am to 11 am. So I will click on save and new. And now I will create 6 am to 4 p.m. I will give 6 am to 4 p.m. as an if after. And I will click on save and new so that I can put the last one, which is 6 am to 11 am. So we have created all the 3 shifts and we have given a meaningful name to them 6 am to 2 p.m., 6 am to 11 am and 6 am to 4 p.m. We have our shifts created. Now what we are going to see is the next item, which is under schedule setup is pattern template. We are going to make this as a pattern. So how the pattern template will look like a work week for us. So each day we need to pick a particular date. Either we can go here and directly enter 11 to 3 p.m. for Monday or that. Or we have an option called you need to click on Monday. You need to click on insert shift. Please note this down. You need to click on that particular day and as per our requirement, Monday is 6 am to 2 p.m. So once you click on Monday, you need to click on insert shift and here you need to click on shift because we have already created it. 6 am to 2 p.m. And again for Tuesday and Wednesday. It is 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we are going to select that shift. Sorry, I will just do this. Insert shift and 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. and again. To do this here, you can do two things. You can copy or you can again click on insert shift and put it there. If you are going to duplicate a particular shift to another day, there is an option to copy and paste it because Tuesday and Wednesday are same shifts. You can click here and click on insert shift and enter it again. But if you want to do it this way, you can do it. Or even there is another option, even if you don't want to put any shifts there. You can directly enter, but the ideal practice is to create this shift and then enter here. You can directly enter 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Even that works. But the ideal way to do this, you need to click here, click on insert shift and click on 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sometimes the manual entry might create an issue, okay? And Thursday we have another shift which is 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's not showing up here. Why is it not coming? Did we save it? Saved it right. Saved it right, saved it right, saved it right. Okay, it's missing. I think it's sorted somewhere differently. Or maybe we already. It's not showing up, so for this alone we will enter it manually. Okay, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Click. So now we have given a pattern. To it. So that the employee works on these days like this is the weekly pattern for the employee. So this work we need to do. We will get the tickets or change request from the manager to do this. So we will give it. Consider these people are from Chicago. This is Chicago work group of Chicago. Chicago maybe. For janitor people. And it's 4. First, we need to put these patterns name so that we understand. Monday through Thursday. To Tuesday. To Wednesday. Thursday to Friday. Chicago. 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 Chicago, 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 Chicago. So we have a scheduled pattern. Now we need to click here. And you need not to touch the anchor date. Anchor date will be like usually. It should be Monday, so I will just select the day date so it's showing a weekly one. Now this is fine. Only thing you need to choose is start date. So we are going to start our pattern from maybe 10th. We are going to start this Monday and end date. If you give forever, it will take for up to 100 years, 200 years. So we need not to do that currently. We have a requirement stating that it's going to extend for 2 months. From 10th and October to end of November. So once you choose the date, there is an option here called Insert Pattern Template. So here you need to look for our pattern template. Monday through Thursday, janitor. Just click on that and automatically it will add the shift here. Just click on the pattern template. Choose the pattern template and click on add. It will add it. And if you see here for Monday already we mistakenly manually added our shift. We want to delete this. Or in live environment, the employee might have different shift already assigned to for these 2 months. We need to wipe that shift and add the schedule. That's how in the live environment it will happen. They might have a different shift, and if they are changing to a different shift, we need to first wipe whatever they have for the future date and then add our new schedule. So for that option, we have an item called Override Other Patterns. Once you click on that, it will override if there is any other schedule available in the system, and we will put our data into it. So we are going to assign this shift for employee from 10th to 30th of November. Just click on yes. And it will show you. We are going to start on 11th and end on 30th. This is the weekly pattern and the patterns are 6 am to 2 pm on Monday, 6 am to 4 pm on Tuesday and Wednesdays, and 6 am to 11 pm Thursday. So we are going to assign this shift. Click on OK. This is replicating. It should be deleted at some degree but is not working. So let me delete this now. Let me just save it out. If you see the shift, it is applying the pattern. And once you refresh it, it will be applied. So we assign from 10th to 10th. You can see here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. It is coming up properly. And if you go to the next week also, the shift will be there. It will be there till 11:30. Okay, 30th of November because we have entered on 30th of November. And one more item which we need to know. Here is example. This particular shift. For Monday and Thursday it is fine. But for Tuesday and Wednesday they are stating that they have a particular meal break available on 12 pm and to 5 pm for these people. Okay, so how to add a meal break? How to add a meal break? We can right click here. Even in the pattern template, we can give it, but I am just showing you how to add it in shift. Click on edit. Oh, so we have a meal break at 12 pm. So first we will end this at 12 pm. Then we will go here and click on plus. And here the type we need to choose is break. 12 pm to 1 pm. The employer is going to take a break and then again he will start his shift from 1 pm and work till 4 pm. Clear on this? Just have a look into that how I have created it. Same day to 12 pm. And again 12 pm to WEM type is break, and again he resumes his work at 10 pm and ends it at 4 pm. Okay. We can add any number of breaks. It is purely based on the client's requirement. If they need to add more than one break, we can do it. There are some states, if an employer works on 10-hour shift, he is supposed to take 2 breaks of 30 minutes. Okay, that we can add based on that. Imagine at 6 a.m. and punch out at 4 p.m. if he is not going to take break. That also depends on the client's requirement. If they want to enforce it, we can enforce it, but it is not through schedules. We will do it through pay policies. But if we put a schedule and if the employer punches out at 12 p.m., it will consider it as a break and he needs to punch it out again at 10 p.m. to resume his shift. This view will give you a better understanding. Previously we were in the tabular view. I will just give you the graph view. Here you can easily understand where the break is. You can see the blank space in between the shift. That means this particular shift has a break, and in this view, say example, today alone, the manager feels this employee might work till 5 p.m. We have more work. We need to extend this shift. In that case, you can directly go here. Extend 5 p.m. Whatever you want. OK and save it out. And today the manager feels like we have worked only till 10 am. We can just shuffle it to 10 am. We can directly swing like this, or we can right click and edit. Also depends on our flexibility. So this is about how to add a schedule, how to read a schedule, how to make a pattern and assign for a number of days, how to delete a schedule. Delete a schedule again is the same. You just need to right click and click on delete. That's it. It will delete it. Here also we can copy and paste a schedule, like I need to copy this. And I am going to paste it here. I can right click and paste it or say this week the employee is not going to work on Monday, rather than he is going to work his Monday shift on Friday. I can cut and paste here. Cut, copy, every option is here. Manual edit is there. You can have a pattern created and add a pattern. So these are all the options available under schedules. And one more thing is, once you add a schedule, you will have that viewed in your time card. You can see these schedules will be added here. So employee can directly punch in at 6 am and punch out at 5 pm. That is also acceptable. We can save it, it will accept it. Or he can punch in at 7. And punch out at 5 pm. Or he can punch in at 6 am and punch out at 12 pm. Here, he is not going to use the system. He is going to either swipe in or swipe out, so he need not to enter it. He just need to swipe in or swipe out. But since we are going to replicate the issue with the system in the time card, we need to click on the plus button to add one more in and out. If you add the plus button, it will give you one more row where I will put the rest time in here. This is how it will look like. If he is taking a break and then starting his work after the break, it is now stating that he has taken more than 30 minutes, which is a long break. According to his payroll, which is assigned 30 minutes is the limit for the break. Since he has taken more than 30 minutes, it is showing a long break, which is fine. If an employee has no punch, has a schedule and has no punches on that particular day, automatically the manager will be notified through this exception. Stating unexcused absence. This is the most important feature of scheduler manager will be notified that employee has an unexcused absence. This is how normal time card and the time card with the schedule. That's all about the schedules. And then let me take you through. What is the other topic? The next item is putting comments in a time card. How to add up comments to time card. Today I am starting at 6 am. An employee starts at 6 am and leaves by. It will throw out an error. It will say he is early out because he left before his shift ends. Manager will be notified if the manager knows the reason and it is a genuine reason. Maybe he is not well or he is in a medical emergency. He needs to leave early. We can justify this exception. This is what we call as exception by putting a comment to this punch. How to add a comment to this punch? You need to right click on the punch and click on comments. And in that he can select a particular comment. There will be a lot of comments inbuilt. Right now, let's choose a comment stating that he is sick, so he left. This depends on the companies. Recognition. Here we have only 10 comments. If needed, the company needs more. We can add that. Currently, we are assuming that the manager is sick, so he is leaving early. We need to choose that comment and, if needed, we can put some additional notes stating that he is having eye pain some reason so that we can understand why. We will later see this type of comment. We will click on add and we will click on OK. Now you will have a comment. Item near to the punch it will give you what comment C of sick with doctor. And the reason is eye pain. And also this is currently showing in red. We can review this by putting right click and again mark this review. We have reviewed this particular exception. He is early out, but we have reviewed this. He is early out. We have reviewed this, so we can read the reason for that he is sick. And the reason is eye pain. That is the last item we are discussing today. That is, if you go here, there is an option called Comment Setup and there we have comments, right? Okay, so in this comments is where we will create a different comments. So whatever we saw, that problem will be available here. C of sick with doctor, you can see here, right? So say we need a comment stating that personal emergency. We can click on new and we can click maybe punches and pay codes or exception, something we can add that comment to a particular punch. If it is pay code means say I am putting some and some like a sick code therein, that also I can add. So mostly we will choose punch and pay code and here we need to put the comment's name. We can put it as like personal emergency. So let us see. Code number. These items are not mandatory. We can just save and return. So now if you go to this particular how we can edit the comment also, we can see like this. So now mistakenly the manager has put it as eye pain and with doctor. But the real reason is he has left for personal emergency. So if the manager wants to edit it, he can right click on the punch again. Click on comments. The existing comment will come. He can click on X mark here so that this will go. Now we can click on add comment and put our comment which is personal. We need to refresh it 1 second. Refresh. Again comments. Add comment. Personal. It is taking some time to reflect here. Let me close this and open it again. Okay. Now let us see. Sometimes it will take some time to reflect back. I will just cancel the previous comment. At least now it is available. Personal. Emergency. So you can see here. To create it, you need to go to administration. To test it, you need to come to the time card. We can put personal emergency and put like maybe whatever the reason. House maintenance something. Personal can be anything, right? Some reason, or even this is an optional one. If you want, you can add it or you can just leave it blank. Only comment is mandatory. We need to put it up here. Personal emergency house maintenance. Save it out. This is how we edit a comment, as well as this is how we create a comment here. Yeah, I am just taking you through the lighter options and little bit on the setup. So today we have seen how to put a schedule pattern and how to see that in Timecard app, how we can review a particular exception and add comments to it, and also how to create comments. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.